It's July 23rd, 2022. My arm, which I'm not going to display, just above where the port was put in, um, just above it, is all swollen and really painful. In the hospital, they said, this is the Catholic health system, they said that they just switched to some new port system. Um, Again, I wouldn't have known if the nurse hadn't said it as she was taking it out. Um, but it left my, like, by the, just at my lower, towards, like, I think the condyle. Um, it just hurts on the inner side of the forearm. But anyway, so I'm watching um, Stranger Things season 4. They have an episode called The Nina Project. And there's this, which for me is like 9 Inch Nails in the Atlantic, whatever. It's kind of like that monster, that like all consuming beast. I heard on the radio, well, I had to go to have blood drawn just to make sure my levels, I'm maintaining them 48 hours after whatever. So, that I had to insist on the doctors. One doctor wouldn't even have whatever, but here we are. So I took the ride, and while I was taking the ride, I heard on the radio some of the humans, they were talking about, um, or one human was speaking of civilizations being Civilization 1 and what their like advanced beings are able to accomplish, Civilization 2, Civilization 3, and then Civilization 0. So being that I'm stuck in a Civilization 0 where we rely on plant-based foods, minerals, and oils, essential oils, um, it is a frightening endeavor. I see Stranger Things made mention of this monster with these multifaceted connections to something that powers this beast. I think that's a pretty good way to say that some of the Civilization Zeros that have made it on land in North America within my life frame, certainly within Linda's life frame, leading into my life frame, and then overlapped into my children's life frame. They have made it into industry and college education within an English system, into some form of Civilization 1, 2, or 3. And I'm locked somehow, and I don't know how or why, into a Civilization 0 position with no access to anything familial that I need for whatever humans do in their endeavors. So I see them make mention of this beast in here. I also see a few other things towards the end. And then this like father-daughter generational gap where the father has abused the child. And now I'm not talking about Lewis and myself necessarily, but in like a fatherland, motherland, like whatever relationship, however that works at the moment, for my one particular position with this wild, crazy beast, with all of these proboscis or these faceted ligature system, into some other universal connection, that it runs from some central location of I don't know where, the beast somehow by 20th century, 22nd year, I mean, it's certainly before 20th century, 22nd year has been created. It started 19th century, but its progression has been so aggressive. I made a video this morning. It is so clearly evident at civilization zero and all the way through the ranks of civilization, with the human on the radio mentioned as three, it's 1, 2, and 3. Something with ability to manipulate weather, something ability to manipulate the sun, something ability to manipulate or harness some other the galaxy, star energy or sun energy, and then the galaxy. Those are the three civilizations, and then there's civilization zero, who relies on the sun and the planetary bodies to function properly for their consumption needs of some form of sustenance, being plant, organic, oil, and so on and so forth, for like bodily health. So I just found this really interesting, the way that they portrayed it.
Take some air, for Christ's sake. It's okay. It'll take time to adjust. But you're safe now.
She's a little angry about the abuse she suffered. I mean, who could blame her?
It's quite the workout. You really want to do this again? Remarkable.
Stay away.
I'm just curious. I learned this morning about something called a telestar. So, communication was established with overseas in the 1960s while Lou and Lynn were here, before I ever knew anything. And yet, 4 decades, 3 years, and no established permanent male to female relationship. between me and whatever, between civilization 0, 1, 2, or 3. How does that work?
I said stay away! You didn't think it would be that easy, did you? I don't understand. I do.
I did think it would be that easy if you left out the POS from civilization 1, 2, and 3 and left them at a civilization 0 status. The problem is someone opened the door or the gateway and the pathway to success and let them in to upper level civilizations that now is causing a real problem at level 0 for civilization 0. There was some kind of board game, which means it came on a flat board with little pieces and some cards in the material world, not the virtual realm. And they called it Monopoly. They also promoted in the local area within my life frame, I don't know when the original game came out, obtaining the utility companies. I don't understand why they put out this strategy in a multinational, has now descended upon what used to be a sterile field. Why would you introduce this board game to an unsterile field at civilization 0? Because when I look around the New York scene and I see who's working at the telephone company and Con Edison, the electric company, which used to be Long Island Electric, PSE&G, Natural Gas, National Grid, whatever, it no longer looks familial. Why is that? And how did that ground get lost? When?
Daughter.
There is a certain, the NEG, while I was delivered here to the couple known as Lou and Lynn, or Linda, I don't understand why my NEG was left at civilization 0, ever. There's plenty of POS in the field and around to take the lead on whatever it is that needs to be secured. So this way there's flexibility with the NEG for blood type or kindred to move. So that's where I'm real unclear in this deficiency that I'm trapped in somehow, and who to or to whom to address my issue so that it's handled in a proper NEG format with the POS support, I suppose. And there's some real serious issues that we need to address as a whatever. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.